so let's talk a little bit more about what you should do if you want more information on setting a strategy or things like that. Number one, there's no cost, no obligation, no kind of bias as far as fit. So feel free to book a call. You can go to havecoffeewithchris.com and you can book a 15-minute section on any time slot that's available to there. They just talk about your specific needs, your questions, and I'll do my best to find the right home for you. Through OFN, we have investment deals that are direct. We have people that are forming SPEs, and obviously not just our fund. We have funds that would love to be matched with limited partners where there's a mutual fit. So just book a call. We'll see if we can put you in the right direction. I'd love to meet you, and we'll have a one-on-one conversation, and we'll see where it goes. Number two, get your advisors early. So what I would do is I would share this video with your advisors. I would share some of the resources with your advisors. I would invite them to the call. I've talked with CPAs. I've talked with lawyers. I've talked with a lot of people. This law is new. So, it sounds crazy. In some ways, we know what we're talking about. In other ways, we're all learning in real time because the law, the cement, as they say, is still wet. And so this is going to take a concerted effort. The thing that you kind of have to do is you have to decide, because, again, taxes are due this year. The end of 2019 is a key year because to get the full benefit of that 7-year deferral and that step up in basis, anybody that invests in 2019, meaning before December 31st, 2019, gets kind of the full value of that deferral and that step up in basis that comes in 2026. And so this is a great year to get involved, and you're being incented to, because even though some of these decisions have not yet been published by Treasury, you can pretty much understand that there's enough value in this where as long as you pick the right team and the right fund or the right direct investment, you can extend your taxes. You can pay what you think you're going to go, knowing what you're going to elect. And again, the form to elect is 8949. We'll throw that up in the link here in the chat as well, so you'll be able to download that. We'll also put that in the show notes. So meet with your advisors. Get them involved early. Get them on the phone with me. Happy to talk with them and see what they know and share thoughts and ideas. You really need to get everybody involved. Once you have selected a fund or two that you're interested in, then you're going to need things like their PPM, their operating agreement, and their subscription docs. So kind of step number 3, if it goes that far and you're not looking at just an SPE or a direct investment, is to review the terms and conditions and the risks associated and the fund managers and the team and the history. And these are the documents that you'll request and that you'll get. And you'll do that. You'll file your election 8949 when you know exactly how much money you're going to roll over into a qualified opportunity zone investment. And you'll finalize questions and answers, and then you'll wire and transact within your 6-month deadline or before the end of the year. So some of you have the luxury of time, meaning like you have until December because you haven't exited whatever the potential capital gain is, meaning you haven't sold that Apple stock yet or whatever, but you're thinking about it because your basis is really low. And as soon as you find the right home for it, you'll execute that trade. Great. So you'll want to get some of this stuff in place before then because, again, you can try and exit at the right time, but the key is that you're ready to move, and that 6-month time clock starts ticking pretty early. For those of you who were forced to or already took a gain and you're playing catch up, you've got 30 days left to place the money or whatever, my advice to you is calm down so that you can speed up. Again, we'll do anything we can at OFN to help you. Give us a call. We'll see if we can help calm you down, get your advisors on board, get you as much detail as we can so that you can make an educated decision. I'm of the opinion that, and again, just my opinion, doesn't mean you should take it. I am not a qualified CPA or a lawyer or any of those things. I'm just a guy who is in this space on the fund management side, and so you know my bias. My kind of gut level is that I'm going to take full access to my capital for the next 7 years, even if I'm not fully clear yet, and I'm going to find a home that I think is the safest home for that. One of those things that we talked about on the liquidation preference you might want to look out for, just as a thought that came to me, in the PPM docs, if you see like a 1.07 or some kind of treatment of the capital gains that way, what that means is that they will do, let's say it's a 2 and 20 model again. 2% is the management fee. That comes out every year for 10 years, right? But on the carried interest, that 20%, some funds out there are doing where on the first 5, on the first 6, or on the first 7, meaning part of that liquidation preference includes the first 7% annualized return, meaning they don't get any of that. That's really interesting, right? And it's kind of competitive because essentially what it means is that you're almost guaranteed guaranteed to double your money inside of 10 years, assuming that the fund is successful at getting a better than 7% or 6% return. But assume that it does, and you wouldn't pick one if you didn't think it would, then you're not paying any profit share to the fund managers on that initial base of 5 or 6 or 7%. You're only paying that 20% in this example on the delta between 7 or 5 and whatever they get. So if they're focused on getting a 14% or a 12% absolute target return, then they're picking up that 20 on the delta between 7 or 6 or 5, which is you're getting 100% of, and that number that they yield. So if they yield 12 and they're guaranteeing you 5, then they're only getting 20% of that 7% spread between the 5 and the 12. So anyway, something else we can talk about offline. That's the process. Here's where you can find me. There's the cell phone. You can text me there. You can call me there. HaveCoffeeWithChris.com is my public calendar. That's not on here. I'll add it for next time. But HaveCoffeeWithChris.com is my calendar. If you want to book a 15-minute appointment, feel free to. OpFundNetwork.com is where you can go and tell us a little bit more about yourself, fill out, join our email list, fill out some information on kind of who you are, what size investment, your best contact information, and we'll keep you in the loop on, as I said, not only educational opportunities, but new legislation as it drops, and also events that we think might be worth going to, the handful that we curate. So Catalyst Opportunity Zone Impact Fund, if you want information on us, you can email me at chris@catalystopportunityyzone.com.